I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review. This is another paid request, this time from Edward. Thank you so much for the request. I apologize for taking a bit. I apologize also for itching my nose on camera. Believe me, I'm not doing cocaine, although maybe I should when I watch this show. But this is not a rant, believe it or not. But Edward, thank you so much. If people want to send in pretty much any type of request for whatever type of video, you just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for an episode of the show called New Friend, Old Enemy. And this is the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon. Now, I've talked about this cartoon. I've talked about how when it came out, I wasn't really... they look like babies. Babies! They look like babies. Pubescent babies with zits. Zits on their tits. But you know, I saw, someone had sent this to me. I saw the first season. This was years and years ago. I'm like, okay, not minding it. Second season, not minding it. After that, it went downhill. And then when I retroactively look back on this stuff, I'm like, wow, this whole Donatello and April thing, why the fuck did you bring it up if you didn't do anything? Then just don't bring it up. I'm like, wow, Mikey is meant... Mighty, I don't mind the voice actor. I don't mind the way he looks, that they give him like freckles because he's the baby brother. And again, like I said, I don't mind the voice actor, but he grew on me, the voice actor. But man, the way Mighty is such a... Maybe I could... How the hell... I could... You know what? I'm not going to say anything more because it'd be... He seems like he needs... Shot treatment. I don't know what the fuck he needs. He needs Jesus. I think that's Mikey sometimes. He needs Jesus. He needs Jeebus. I don't know, man. But... You know, Jason Biggs as the voice of Leo, I thought he was rather good. Robert Paulson as the voice of Donatello, just weird because I always keep hearing the voice of Raphael in the 80s cartoon. And then Sean Ass as Raphael. I liked him the least. Which is such because Raphael's my favorite character, but not in this. And I didn't like the way he was portrayed. I didn't like a lot of his episodes. I didn't like what they did with him or what little they did with him. But I did a big old rant on that in previous videos. That's not what this is about. This is about this episode. And this episode wasn't too bad. That's what I mean when I was watching this first season back in the day. This episode wasn't too bad. For example, it's the first appearance of the Shredder. They do try to make him intimidating and serious. I do think the way this show animates humans, they do look funky and weird. But at least Shredder is in, you know, a helmet most of the time. And like I said, they do try to make him intimidating, not goofy. which, what Shredder should be. And with Mighty, at least they do make an attempt of him as a character of being a very naive person who believes in the kindness of others, even to the detriment of himself. Like, he's very naive. I think that's what they're trying to portray this character, is that he's very naive. And that he... But sometimes they go a bit too far in that. But like when the turtles are on the rooftop and they find this kitty, and Mike is like, I'll return it to his owner, and the guy freaks out, and his brothers warned him, oh no, he's not going to do that. But of course, it's a kid's cartoon, so they play it up to the nth degree, where the guy says exactly the same thing that the brothers told him he was going to say, and then Mikey falls down, and then he has a cat on his shell, and then he's like, is anyone going to help me? And then the three is like, nah, we're not going to help you. Which again is, looking back, is kind of like one of those things where the brothers are kind of assholes to each other at times, where it's like, one of you could help them. I got so mad my knee hit the desk. Not really, but like, one of you could help them, but I mean, it's a kid's show, meant to be funny, whatever. So, the gist of the main thrust of the plot is there's this guy Mighty idolizes. It's a martial arts guy called Chris Bradford. And he's like, maybe I'll be friends with him. And pretty much Mighty's a guy who's desperate to find a friend. Especially a human friend. And, it's a kid's show, so of course it's meant to be goofy. So he's like, oh, you know what, maybe he'll show me his secret kata, and then I'll show him my secret kata. And he's doing all this crazy stuff, like washing a window, and a Three Stooges. I like the Three Stooges nod. I'm a sucker for Three Stooges. And then this is the first time the Turtles actually fight the Foot. And like I said, Jason Biggs, when he was playing Leo, I thought they did a good job both in the writing of Leo and the way Jason Biggs played it. Where Leo is not so much of a unlikable character like in the 2007 CGI movie. He's actually excited fighting the Foot. And so it's like, why are you excited? Because we're fighting humans, like, we're not fighting, mutants or robots. It's just nice, for a change. Or then when he's talking with Splinter, he's like, that's not fair, they didn't fight fair. Oh, really? You should see victory, not fairness. And then Jason Biggs is like, yeah, I get your point. Well, I thought Jason Biggs, he brought a level of likability to Leo, and again, his voice fit the role well, and Leo wasn't so much a stick in the mud and so much of like a pompous dick, like sometimes he could be portrayed. And I think, Jason Biggs, and then when they got Seth Green, I think that really hurt that part a lot, because I like Seth Green, but he's not a voice for Leo. He's just not. I mean, sadly, Johnny Knoxville as Leo sounds better than Seth Green as Leo. But, that's just my opinion. So Mighty's very gung-ho to get this friendship. Tries to friend him on... They don't say Facebook or Twitter, but it's pretty much one of those. And he gets a friend invite. And he ignores his brothers and goes to meet him. Says he's the biggest fan. And then Chris Bradford, of course you know this, he's with the Shredder. And he's like, oh, well, I need to learn more about this guy. So he pretends to be Mighty's friend, which is smart on his part. And then Mighty... It's just at times he seems special. Just special. I don't mean this as an insult, so please don't take it that way, folks. But there are times where he seems like he's on the spectrum. And that's not a bad thing. But if that's what they're doing here, either admit... Of course, they'll never say he is, but just... maybe that's the wrong way to put it. That's the wrong way to put it. He's not on the spectrum. He just seems a bit brain damaged. Which I know sounds wrong. It's like, is that the same? No, it's not the same. That's why I say it's not the spectrum thing. It's the, like, brain damage. Like, I don't know what... Because there are times where he talks and it's like, oh, I did special names for my toes. Like, these toes are the Stinky Three, and he'll gobble pizza and he's wide-eyed. And he's looking off in the distance like he's not even paying attention. And it's like, I know it's meant for comedy, but there's a lot of times he does this and it's just... He is just so stupid, so dumb at times, so brain dead, that I go... That's why I said it, the spectrum, that's a completely different thing. This is not that, this is brain dead. Like, he got brain damage. Like, did he get dropped on a head when he was a kid? That's what this Mighty did. Like, he got dropped on a head when he was a kid. I will say what they did well with Mighty is his sweetness. Like, when he gets caught and the guy says, you think someone like me could be friends with a freak like you, and you see the sadness in Mighty. The way, you know, the way they have his face and the freckles and the way the actor portrays the voice, they do make him, you know, feel sorry for Mighty. And again, the sweetness does carry through with the character. It's just, Mighty doesn't need to be that dumb. I think there's a way you could make him naive, but not like this fucking stupid. Like, just, I think there's a line they cross a lot because it's more funny, or supposedly more funny. But it just seems like sometimes Mighty's a bit brain damaged. That's just how I see it. I do like the bit where the brothers rescue him. And you think, oh, they don't know that the bad guys are following them, but they do. It's all part of a plan. I think that's some nice animation in this sequence, some nice lighting in the sewers. Like, one of the bad guys has a flare, and the turtles come out of the water in the sewer, and silhouette, and you just see the red light of the flare, and at times when they get out of the water, they have the white eyes. Kind of like the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon had the white eyes, and the comics back in the day. And then they're fighting both Bradford and this other guy named Sever. And it's not working out, so they switch. Mighty gets some really nice moves, so they give Mighty a good moment to beat up on Bradford and get the shot of him. They use their wits to defeat the bad guys. See, in the first season, why I'm not big on Sean Astin... And the first season or two, despite some issues, there are also some nice moments between Raphael and Mighty. I like the bit where Mighty's down on the dumps and Raph goes up and tries to get his spirits up. Saying, hey, you're an awesome guy. You know, you deserve way better friends than him. He's like, oh, thanks. Anytime. And he pats Mighty on the head. You know, that's a nice moment. It's a very nice moment. I remember when I first I went, oh, okay, that's really nice. I like that. I appreciate that. I just get mad because throughout the rest of the show, season 3 onwards, I feel like that gets dropped and Raph is just more useless and pointless and just a bunch of stuff that would take me like a half an hour to explain that just pisses me off. But yeah, I like that moment between the two of them. I like the guy who voiced Chris Bradford, I thought did a nice job. He sounds familiar. I don't remember who his voice was, like the actor. I don't remember the name. But I did like the idea behind it, that yeah, Mikey would want to have a friend, and he's naive in thinking this guy would be friends with him. Like, that's a naivety I'm fine with. It's just, like, the whole bit with, like, I named my toes. Here, you like to see my stinky toes? This is what I named them. I'm like, okay, now you came too far, but it's been for comedy. I know it's a kid's show. But the action, the fight scenes are well done at the end. like I said, with Mighty, I don't mind the voice actor and the look. Again, he has some nice moves when he's beating up Chris Bradford. I like that they give the character his moment by the end. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to complain about the episode. It was decent. It was decent for a Mighty-centric episode. It's just some of the more dumbing down of the character was annoying, I would say. But like the gist of the plot, it's not too bad. Nice brotherly moment at the end, not too bad. The action scenes, not too bad. Let's see, the animation on the turtles are fine. The humans, the way they're designed, likes to look a little bit more funky. Sean Astin didn't do too much in this to make me mad. Yeah, overall, not a bad episode. Not a bad episode at all. It's decent. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. Yeah. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.